The Grove Podcast.
Hot off the pitch.
Okay, hello. Hello, my name is Tabs and welcome to the Grove Podcast's inaugural Hot Off the Pitch live stream and podcast. And and apologies if this is going to be a bit clunky. This is the first time we've done this, but hopefully we'll try and sort this out. And look,
Can you see me? Because I can't see anything. Because I went on.
You can't see anything.
I went into a settings page and I have no idea how to get out of it. It's hilarious.
Oh well, I'll hold the fort. But apparently we are live, and. And yeah, there's lots of chat in the chat. Anyway, welcome to the Growth Podcast inaugural Hot Off the Pitch live stream, where we look to bring you instant reaction to Arsenal's game minutes after the final whistle. It won't be as in-depth as our main pod, more of an immediate emotional response to the game, going through sort of the main incidents and talking points. We'll also try and incorporate your reactions, so please drop us a message in the chat. Let us know what you think about the match. Send us your 3-word reviews and just let us know what you're thinking. And as I said, this is the first time we're doing this, so bear with us as we try and work out the technology that I've been trying to get my daughter and my son to help me out with all afternoon and evening. So yeah, there we go. So Club Brugge 0, Arsenal 3. So we're back to being the best team in Europe, right? We're the best in the world. So Yeah, Jamie, go on. Tell us your immediate, reaction, immediate response to the game.
Yeah, I'll give you the 3-word review already. I've told you so. I think that's the first time I predicted the result right in about 3 months. So that's quite nice.
I'm doing the competition tomorrow, so you'll have an update then.
Nice. It was it was an interesting game, wasn't it? First half hour, I thought we kind of set up really nicely. Looked all right. Looked fairly comfortable and threatening in places, and then there was a little spell that they had where I thought they kind of looked like they had a good opportunity or a couple of good opportunities to pull one back, and then it just turned killer in the second half, right? And mainly just fantastic contributions from Madueke. Really enjoyed that, and I thought Zubi in the second half as well massively stepped up his game too. So really delighted, and cherry on the cake to see a little bit of Calafiori at centre half towards the end. Marty Salmon, who I was delighted to see get a little bit of time, and Gabby Jesus back and threatening and getting about and doing Gabby Jesus things was quite nice.
He did look lively. He did look lively when he came on. And sorry, I'm going to be reacting to what's in the chat. You're a bit blurry, Jamie, but that might be a good thing. Anyway, so So I thought it was nice for him to get on. He looked lively. You could see him trying. He was just being very Jesus. But you're saying Calafiori at centre back. Now that is the 10th partnership we've had at centre back already this season. You've had Gabriel and Saliba, Gabriel Mosquera, Saliba Mosquera, Hincapié Mosquera, Hincapié Timber, Hincapié Saliba, Nordgaard and Hincapié, and now Calafiori and Hincapié, and Calafiori and Nordgaard. So it's nuts how many centre backs we've pairings we've gone through. But there we go. No, it was just a very, I don't know. It's a nice win. We did what we had to do. Nothing particularly spectacular, and it will be very forgettable in terms of a performance. I mean, the goals won't be forgettable, but the performance won't go down in history. And I think it's just a case of get the job done, and there we go. I did have one question. I was just wondering, is it a bit churlish to think that we actually didn't play that well? We didn't create a lot, and it was only 2 wonder goals that really won it. And they put us not under pressure, but they had chances. They exposed us a bit, particularly down our left-hand side there on their right. So I think it was Forbes, their right winger, who seemed to be pretty pacey. So is there an essence of, okay, on paper it looks good, 3-0, but we didn't create a lot and we didn't do a great deal either. So I don't know, is that a bit churlish, or am I being too hard on the team?
It's a Wednesday night away game, really, isn't it? And I think we went out there quite happy to just get any form of result with a team that was a bit patched together. You know, Christian Nordgaard has barely playing at centre half, and no, Gyökeres just back from injury. All these things, like, what are you expecting, mate? You're expecting champagne football. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I know. Really nice moments. Some players stepped up, really good contributions. We overall, played pretty well. Raya did have to make a couple of stops, admittedly.
Yeah.
But also, I think we probably could have shifted another gear as well. We looked a bit first gear, first half. We sort of stepped up in second gear a little bit early on in the second, and then just went, okay, don't need to go any further than this. This is it. We actually want to step off the gas a little bit and not go too far here, because we were feeling pretty comfortable. And I'd rather come out of it with a very, very comfortable. All right, Tabs.
Yeah, sorry. I was just playing the social. I forgot. I had all the socials lined up to say we're live, and I forgot to press them. So anyway, that's it.
But yeah, so I thought it was just comfortable, and I don't think it was ever going to be one of those games, to be honest, where we're going to run right and be massively creative. And they are a good side, and they caused Barcelona problems, and they look like half decent outfit. So I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just trying to see, if there was anything worth scratching beneath the surface. But yeah, you're right. Midweek away, first gear, second gear, whatever, and it was a very rotated team. Lot of options coming in, and the rest of the side. I don't think we expect too much from that.
I'll spin it on its head. I think that's far better than most of the times that we've pitched up in Europe with a team that's massively rotated. When we did it last season, even though we won most of those games, God, we used to squeak them. We were squeaking them 1-0, quite a few of them against not brilliant opposition, right? And looking very disjointed. And that, I think, was at times where actually we had less forced changes and more just general rotation. So, I'd spin it on its head and say, if anything, I'd just come away from it going, excellent, we get a win with, what is effectively a very second choice 11, really. Argue the toss over a couple of positions, but primarily that's a reserve team, really. Or a bench team, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, no. Fair enough. It's fine. And look, it was an important win.
Your son's telling you to be positive, for fuck's sake. So that's
yeah, well, no, exactly. Yeah, thank you, Gianluca. Yes, I saw that. Yeah, be positive, Dad, for fuck's sake. There we go. I'm just trying to create a great conversation. That's all. But look, it was an important win. I mean, because with that, and if we beat Kairat, I think we're guaranteed top 8 anyway, barring a ridiculous goal difference turnaround now. Yeah. But also, I think we might even be almost, if we beat Kairat, we're almost guaranteed top 2 as well, which is really important, because I think that gives you home advantage through to the semis, and then the top 2 can't play each other. So I think we had to go there and do a job. So that's why we didn't go full rotation, having Odegaard playing and having Zubimendi playing. I think especially when you've got an inexperienced in terms of playing together back four with Nordgaard and Hincapié, you do want a bit of that experience in front of him, a bit of solidity in front of him. So a lot of people are saying, well, why not Waneri playing there instead of Odegaard? But Waneri's off the ball play, out of position play would expose them. And look, we have to learn from what happened against Villa when our midfield was anonymous, and that's why we had a lot of troubles, because our defenders were being exposed because our off the ball play against Villa was not great. So I think
we're trying to play Odegaard back in, right? The guy is literally recovering match sharpness. At the moment, he needs all the minutes he can get. Yeah. He doesn't need a rest. He's done his recovering from injury, and now it's get him all the minutes that he possibly can and get him playing confidently, I think is the idea with Odegaard. Yeah, no,
I guess, and also his injuries have been impact injuries. So therefore, it's not like he's coming back from a muscle strain and having to sort of deal with that. These are impact injuries there, and look, someone like him, and maybe we're learning from the injuries and stuff. So when players coming back, they're ready to come back and ready to play game after game. It's not like before we bring them back a bit early and then you're having to manage them. He was also not going to play the full 90 today, and to be honest, I was a bit distracted setting this up, so my recollection of who came off the pitch and who came on the pitch, so I'm assuming he didn't play the full 90 because when Waneri came on, he was never going to play the full 90 anyway. He only played half against Chelsea, so I had no real concerns with that, and actually I was quite pleased because I think given how the first half did pan out, we did need that extra bit of experience and that extra person there, sort of playing the ball around. So, were you surprised by Bruges in terms of how they attacked us and the threat that they posed?
Not massively. They've been a decent outfit for a few years, right? And they keep unearthing, their recruitment's phenomenal. They seem to pick up, some really, really good talent, and they've sold really well over the last few seasons, and that recruitment's a really nice, turnover. So they were good. I think I was kind of expecting them to be a decent outfit, but at the same time, I was impressed with some of the individuals more than I necessarily thought. I was delighted to see Dejan Stankovic's boy getting a game. So that's, me and classic football to tell your names. So that was quite nice to see him, and I thought he controlled the game really well from their side, and their striker looked like quite lively as well. So some of the players individually surprised me, but I did think they were probably going to be no walkover. As much as I predicted 3-0, that was more me thinking, this was going to be our way in of getting the ball rolling, and we might have a bit of a point to prove. And look, and I think we did need it. Again, it's not going to make up for what happened against Villa, but I think it gets us in a win. A win's always good. Again, no injuries, and it gets us sort of back on the horse, as they say, and leads us nicely into what I expect to be a very sort of similar-ish game, possibly even easier against Wolves at the weekend. So. Any particular players that stood out for you that impressed you and pleased with their performance? I mean, Madueke for his magic moments for sure. I thought, as I say, Zubi was one. He had a slightly ropey period in the first half where he misplaced a couple of passes in short succession, I think, and then for whatever reason, second half he just seemed to bring a huge amount of energy. Fantastic ball from Madueke. There was a couple of really nice passes that he sprayed about later on as well, and just seemed to assert himself a bit, and that was nice to see, because that will just raise levels anyway, and obviously David Raya as well, because he did make a couple of decent stops. They weren't worldies and nothing, but when he was called upon, he sorted it out, and you do need that. If you've got a centre half pairing that is the centre half pairing that you're taking in terms of where it is in the pecking order, you need your goalkeeper to be on decent form, because the other teams are going to get one or two opportunities more than they normally do. So that would be the three for me to pick out, I think. Okay. You'll like this. Henry said apparently the Stankovic fellow who was playing for them was Dejan Stankovic's son. I think he was reacting to literally what I just said, Tabs, that you obviously... Oh, okay. I'm going to go through some of the comments, and we've received a lot. Okay, there you go. I literally said I was delighted. I was quite impressed with Dejan Stankovic's play, and that's also nice for me as a big football Italian man. Apologies if I'm slightly distracted. I've got multiple things going on, and I'm a man, and multitasking isn't my strong point. So I'm trying to get a bit of what we're going to... And Moz is a bit down on Gyökeres. Needs to be sold. But Cern is sticking up for him. Leave Gyökeres alone. But Moz wants to cash in January. So what did you make of Gyökeres? I mean, for me, no service, no Gyökeres. That's how I see him. I've had reservations about him pretty much from the first game of the season, to be honest. No, I know your thoughts on. I still don't think. So you're with Moz getting sold. I still don't think his profile suits us. I just don't. I don't think in the majority of games it suits us. I think actually he's convinced me more during his time in an Arsenal shirt that he might have his uses, mainly with his pressing. He's a really fantastic pressing forward, but I don't think this game is one to judge him on, though, is the thing. I think it's a little bit harsh to take this game as being the issue. As you say, service wasn't really there. He's an interesting player in that he doesn't want it served on a plate in a way that kind of some target men might want, or some nines might want. He wants those opportunities where he can try and beat a defender one-on-one, doesn't he? Lovely slip-through ball or whatever it might be. He's not getting those chances a lot of the time with us. We certainly wasn't going to get him today because we slowed the ball down quite a lot in a lot of various times. So, it's a harsh game to judge him that way, but I'm not entirely not on the same page as Moz But I'm very much in a space where I just say Havertz is my number 9, and if he's back fit, then Gyökeres is a really good second choice. And there's actually not that many second choices in the league as good as Gyökeres. So that's the positive spin that I'm trying to put on it in my head at the moment, is to go.
I'm misusing my son's be positive for F's sake to do that. Yeah, and he's gone here. We've gone 8 and 8, but I'm not too sure what he means by going 8 and 8. So, Gianluca, you might want to explain that one, or 18 from 18. I'm presuming you mean 6 from 6. I think we may be the first team to win 6 out of 6 in something. But yeah, maybe explain that one. What else is there? Who else have we got? My daughter seems to like Madueke. I think I saw somewhere saying it. Even my daughter's on it just to make the numbers up. But I mean, for me, the players that stood out, I think, were actually the two centre backs. I really liked the way Hincapié played. When they talked about Hincapié in the past, they show how front-footed he is, and you could really see that tonight. It was really right up the backside of the forward, really getting to the ball first on the ground, sort of nicking in behind, and I thought he impressed. Didn't let the forward breathe, and also I think Nordgaard did really well at centre back. You know, it's not easy not having played, then playing in a unusual position. I messaged my Brentford friends before the game, said, "Well, has he played centre back for Brentford before?" And they'd said he had, but in the Championship years, you know, before the Prem, and he would fill in as he did tonight due to injuries. So, you know, there was a bit of a reservation there, but actually I think he did well, and then you could see that his midfield ability as well, when we were playing quite high up and being our old selves when we were around the box at corners and we're around their box pressing, that, you know, just having that extra person with the ability on the ball was good to have. So I was quite impressed with those two. I mean, obviously, you know, Madueke, again, I think very Madueke performance, does a lot of running, not a lot of end product, and then all of a sudden, bang, something happens, and then goes quiet, and then, you know, I don't think he's going to score an easier goal than he did that today. That was a superb cross by Zubimendi. I thought that was, and they were claiming, the goalkeeper could have done better, or the defenders, but I think it just sort of be, yeah, maybe someone could have ran with him, but I think it was perfect cross, and it was like really hard to deal with. And then the other two goals, yeah, Madueke and Nelly, yeah, you're not saving those. Which was your favourite out of the two between Madueke?
Yeah, Madueke.
Yeah,
I mean, just absolutely. I mean, Martinelli was brilliant. That was nice to see, but Madueke's, yeah, that was just absolute stonks.
There you go. My daughter agrees with you. Okay, I'm just trying to think what else. So who would you say was your man of the match then?
Oh, it's a bit of a hard one, because I don't think there was anyone that necessarily dragged us over the line. So as a result, you almost kind of go default to Madueke just for it's the opening goal, and then to double up the lead and effectively put us into a comfortable position, even though all the work out the second goal is very much someone else's. And even though for about 80 minutes otherwise, it was, you know, fine, but, you know, not absolutely outstanding. I think you do, just because you go, well, that's the fella that had the biggest impact on the game, I think, given that nobody kind of bossed it for the full 90. Yeah,
no, I guess he's the one at the moment's got the 2 goals, because I think first half, you know, because of how it panned out, yeah, great goal, but they threatened. I think him getting the second goal, I did write in my notes, is that game over ? Because you could still see that if they got one back, we get a bit nervy because of recent results. But yeah, he was the one that changed the game for us. You know, you get that 2-0 lead. Yeah, I did think it was game over, but you never know. And then obviously the third killed it. So I think that for me that makes sense. I'm going to go with Hincapié for me, just because the way I was watching it. A bit distracted trying to set all this up. He's the way, and I was going, I hope Jamie's watched this properly, because I haven't. But he's the one that stood out to me. So when I watched it, you know, obviously the Madueke standout individual moments, but that's like 2 or 3. Hincapié, I think he was just consistently like really good at the back and did a superb job. So I think he's the one that stood out.
I think it's a good shout. I think as overall, you know, if you to ask me to give an overall rating and you ignore goals, then probably Hincapié is right up there in fairness. So yeah, it's a good shout.
Yeah, indeed. So, okay, so if you're watching, then put your 3-word reviews in the chat, and I'm just going to go through some of them that I've got from the socials already. So we've got Mr. C, the Gooner on B Sky saying we bounced back. We certainly did. The Waneri Project, I like that one. Calmness in Chaos. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. James Brooks, Raya facilitates comfort. Yeah, I think he really has. The last couple of games, okay, didn't quite work out against Villa, but you could have easily had him as sort of man of the match in a couple of the games. His saves has kept us in games. Some of them easier than others, but like against Brentford, that save he did, like from the Sade header, kept it at 1-0. Really important. Again, had we got away with a draw against Villa, his saves against Watkins, with the 2 highest XG chances we've had against us, again half on Watkins, but Raya still got to save them. And again tonight he sort of oozes that calmness and confidence, and I think having him there, and again I would have had Kepa play, but I think really good to have him there as well. So no, nice one, James. The Hamster Wrangler, 1-3-0. Yeah, we did. And Nonny Nelly Bins. I like that one. All in it together. Nonny Nelly Bins. I like that one. Nice one. On Threads, we have, as it loads, Mark Arsenal Music, Never in Doubt. Sam13.draws, couple of Thunder Bastards. Yep, they were. Groovy Cappers 2. Normal service resumed. Yes, it was. Yeah. And have we got anything on X? No. There we go. Okay. So have we got anything coming to the chat? We have Darwit. He's going, finally, good depth. Yeah, here we did indeed. And then I think we had a few on the Grove chat group. If you give me 2 seconds. Most of the Grove chat was, where's Jamie?
What was the assumption that I was the one that was making us late?
Because I was already on.
All right.
Oh God, where are I? This is. I did have a couple. If you bear with me. Oh God, I'm not such a ludder. Open Play, Sasha. Thank you, Sasha. Open Play Merchants. Yeah, see, well,
that's my favourite 3-word review I think we've ever had, actually.
Alex Munro, banger after banger. Yeah, and maybe that's a reference to all the sausage chat in the sausage chat in the group earlier on. Did you miss that? There was a pile of frozen sausages dumped. I didn't miss it. So when I'm talking about sausage chat, I literally mean sausage chat.
It could also be referring to the chat that we had about this podcast earlier on when we were the name and everything we came up with sounded like a porno.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Moz. Red and Raw was never going to make it. And there was a few others that I can't be bothered to look for, but thank you anyway for submitting those. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's 23 minutes 50. Definitely chaos. Definitely not the most polished product. A bit like Arsenal tonight, but we'll get there. We'll work it out. Someone's telling me to pause. Yeah, I think I do need to slow down a bit.
Also, if I position myself right on this, it seems like my head's on fire. Does that also happen for people that are streaming as well? Because that's quite cool.
What do you mean with the?
There's like a flame behind. No, all right.
Oh yeah. Oh you're yes. I've got you. Right, I've got you there. Yes, it does. If you but you'll have to worry about that next time. So yeah. So look, thank you for listening. We will put this out as a pod. Yeah, and whatever. We promise to get better at this. We'll give these a go after away games, most probably, because we're mostly at games, and so not easy to do, or we get back too late. So we'll do that, and and that's that. So thank you very much, and if you want to follow us, go to @The Grove AFC on Blue Sky Threads, TikTok, and all the others, all the other socials out there, and leave us a nice comment, a review on the podcast apps, and and away we go. So until the next time, thank you, Jamie, and come on, you Gunners.
Bye bye.